Hi, my name is Florian. I'm one of the founding partners here at Project A Ventures, and I welcome you very warmly to our third edition of A Update, our video-based newsletter. And as always, we're going to talk about three things. First is our new investments and current funding rounds in the existing portfolio. Then we're going to give you some insights in operational support projects that we did in the last few months with our ventures. And third, we are going to give you our view on current investment trends. We did 4 new investments during the last few months, and the 4 investments can be split into 2 areas. The one is education tech and the other is mobility tech. Coming to the education tech ventures first. First one is PeerGrade, a Copenhagen-based startup that is trying to enable peer grading, as the name says already. And the second one is Ola, a new generation learning management system that's trying to replace the legacy systems from the past. And we are very confident that both of them will leave their mark in the education tech space. Coming to the mobility investments that we did, first one is Atsovo. Atsovo is a corporate mobility platform for SMEs that just started, and they're based in Biberach and Berlin. So a great combination of traditional German technology and the new digital stuff we do here. And the second one is a computer vision startup from Munich called Artisans, enabling autonomous vehicles to move in spaces autonomously in a better and more qualified way. We also had a couple of funding rounds in the last month. The one that definitely sticks out is a $66 million round that went into Crew, a video doctor service based in Stockholm that's now using that money to expand their service all over Europe. The other ones, just by size, stick out also is definitely the investment in Spryker, our e-com platform OS that is basically pushing forward the idea of a headless e-commerce system or a headless transactional system. The round was led by One Peak from London. Another 20 million plus round happened at Überall, the Berlin-based, location-based marketing cloud. And here the round was led by the leading Dutch growth investor HPE. We had a few other rounds going into IOTA from Jolt, a French growth investor, into Gabi, our insurtech company, our portfolio company based in San Francisco. And not to forget, the investment round was a Series A into Store2B. Store2B is a marketplace for live marketing, and especially the latter in combination with Spryker, Überall and IOTA stresses our belief or confirms our belief that in a platform-based economy, infrastructure technology that enables direct consumer interaction in an authentic way is definitely something that will gain in relevance in a platform-based economy. Okay, as the operational VC, we obviously also need to talk about operational support. One project that I want to focus on first is a project that we did together with our portfolio company Lampenwelt, based in Schlitz, north of Frankfurt. And they're the market leaders in lighting equipment and in the B2C space, more and more also engaging in the B2B space. But what they want to focus on strongly, or what they want to improve, is their presence in social media. And so together with the team in Schlitz, we engaged in a 111-day activity, which we are in the middle of, to improve their presence. And we just finished the conceptual side of these things and are just in the process of initiating the first measures. And our goal is really, after 111 days, to get a pretty clear picture of which are the paths and the approaches on how to improve their social media presence. And I can very much encourage all founders to go out and basically set these ambitious goals, because it really, in sense of timeline, because it really helps to align an organization behind one consistent goal. Another thing, or another project that was very interesting, we found at least during the last few months, is something that our BI team, business intelligence team, did together with Spryker, our operating system for commerce or retail. And the idea here is to basically give a consistent view on the different on the lead quality that you get through different measures and approaches of generating leads. Because in the B2B sector, you have very heterogeneous kind of lead sources. They can come from direct selling, people to people, telesales, they can come through LinkedIn, inbound marketing, or they can also come from fairs. So all of it very heterogeneous, and what we try to get to is, after the few months of having this project, to get one consistent view on how to evaluate and how to analyze these kind of leads from very heterogeneous sources in a consistent way to really take a decision on where to allocate the budget on. we're going to give you our view on some of the current trends that we see. The first one I want to talk about is, again, digital health. We have done 3 investments there. We're going to definitely continue doing investments in that space. We see that one of the most attractive areas where also new founders should definitely take a look at, because a lot of things are happening not only in Europe but also in Germany on the regulatory side to open up that space. We recently published a white paper, more than 1,000 downloads already, so if you're interested in that space, check that out. We are also willing to send it to you in a hard copy if you prefer that. A second trend, we've done 2 investments in that space already, education tech. That's also something where new founders should definitely take a look at, because a lot of things are opening now, how education can be supported by digital technology to make it more efficient and more effective. One other announcement that we already wanted to give you pretty much in advance, we're going to have on the 12th of October another edition of our Knowledge Exchange event here in Berlin. It's going to be called the Project A Knowledge Conference, or short PACON. And we're going to have not only people from internally Project A, but also portfolio founders plus operational management, but also 50 to 60 external people we'll invite to share their ideas and views. It's going to be a workshop format, very intense day, probably around 30 to 40 workshops on different topics. So if you are interested in this and interested in sharing knowledge, you're welcome to join. And one last thing, if you're permanently interested in joining the ride, it's going to be very interesting probably to take a look at our job section on our website, projecta.com. More than 100 open positions at our ventures and also here internally at Project A.